anyone to help this guy? He looks like he's about to fucking die. Okay, so I went online to that Final Fantasy wiki I was talking about earlier, and I was just looking for any explanation as to how Snow gets away with punching out robots the size of elephants, right? And even I can't believe this, but I found it. And you just know this is going to be awesome, right? Because not even if you just said, you know, it's magic or something, does this make sense. Not unless Snow wields the power cosmic. But the official explanation is he has a super-powered trench coat. You know, when the kid who writes Axe Cop is coming up with more believable character concepts than you, stop writing immediately! Get a job, sir! But no, I'm not kidding. It's a techno-super-powered trench coat. Apparently it operates on the same principle as Lightning's GravCon thing, except it amplifies his strength or something. And its effects change when he puts these techno patches on the back of his coat. No, I'm serious. This is a thing. Somebody got paid to write this. And no, I will never let this go. I just can't, okay? It doesn't have to be this way. Alright, I'll play. Why would anyone have a super-powered trench coat? Are they commercially available? If so, why? Did he make it himself? And if so, how? How would he know how to do that? Because this guy sure doesn't look like a technical genius to me. Does the trench coat have a battery, and where is it? Up his ass? And of course, how do the patches work? Who makes the patches? Who sells them? And why? Is there a huge market for super trench coats with techno power patches that you sew on? And if so, why is Snow the only person in the world who has a super trench coat? I mean, wouldn't everyone want one? 'Cause I fucking would. And is that the only design? Now, me, I'd want one like in The Matrix, not this lame khaki thing. And even if there were super strength amplifying trench coats in the world, ridiculous! But even if there were, why would he still not choose to carry any sort of weapon? I'm just saying, Lightning has one and she carries a sword. Just think of the damage he could do if he carried some big fuck-off axe or a buster sword. The guy'd be a fucking gore machine. But no, he just walks around and punches things with a super trench coat and everyone just takes it in stride. Nobody's like, Jesus Christ, Snow, you just punched that guy in the face so hard he disintegrated. How the fuck you do that?
Pretty lame.
None of this, not even the existence of the super trench coat is ever once questioned, named, explained, or even spoken of in this entire game. Maybe there's a single sentence somewhere mentioning this in the gigabytes of data log material you'd have to read. And get used to me saying that, because that's pretty much the answer to every single question I'm gonna ask in this entire fucking review. Because virtually nothing is explained in this game. Terms like fal'Cie and Eidolon are never once defined or explained in any understandable fashion in-game. Organizations like PSICOM or Nora or the Sanctum are only painted with the broadest possible brush of good guys and bad guys, when basically nothing about their organizational structure, their capabilities, their goals, or motives are ever known through cutscenes. We don't know anything about any place, really. I mean, look, the Vile Peaks. Are there mountains on Cocoon? Isn't this like a space station or something? I don't know. You tell me, game! I don't know what the rules are. I have no foundation. I don't even think we get an establishing shot of Cocoon until about a quarter of the way through the game. And here's another place I just don't understand. The Gapra Whitewood. What the fuck is that? What's a proto-ecology belt? What's this crystal tree shit? Is that supposed to be the Whitewood? Because it doesn't look like wood, it looks like fucking crystal. Are those supposed to be trees or what? Are trees on Cocoon made of crystal? Or are some trees made of crystal, or did they turn to crystal, and why? What lives here? Even the Na'vi from Avatar would cut their asses open on these leaves, or whatever they're supposed to be. What's proto-ecology, and why does proto-ecology come in belts? I don't know. I don't understand anything. Come on, game. Give me something. Help me.
This is an army facility
for turning wildlife into weapons.
Oh, okay, that clears up nothing. Why are the trees made of fucking glass? What animals could live here? What do they eat? God damn it!
Need to get something off your chest?
Weapons, characters, even party member backgrounds and motivations are so cloudy and poorly explained that the data logs are basically a necessity to follow what anyone is saying or doing or why. Take, for example, the bird living in Saz's afro. I mean, you see this and you're like, what the fuck, man? And does Saz ever explain it? Nope. Not once, not ever. He just has a bird in his fro. It's like, just... why? And remember, this is the series that built an entire fucking game around the backstory of Cloud's Buster Sword. But here, they just start whipping this bizarre shit at us and expect us to just roll with it.
I mean, what do they teach kids these days?
Why is there a fucking bird in your afro? You really want to know? Because I do. And luckily there's a data log on Chocobo. A data log that does not explain why it lives in the guy's fucking afro. I hate this fucking game. Why do I even bother? Oh, but here's what it does say. The chick has no name, as voicing the true identity of the animal might trigger ripples of destiny across Cocoon and cause a hurricane in Eden.
The encounter could create a time paradox, the results of which could cause a chain reaction that would unravel the very fabric of the space-time continuum and destroy the entire universe. Granted, that's a worst-case scenario. The destruction might in fact be very localized, limited to merely our own galaxy.
Either that, or Saz just hasn't thought of one yet. But I know what's up with the Chocobo. And I shouldn't even tell you because it is so far ahead, but I'm going to anyway because it's that good. And I'm just picturing the looks on your faces when you hear this, and it's beautiful. So, okay, here we go. God, you're gonna think I'm bullshitting you when I tell you, and you know what? Maybe I am, but okay, here we go. That data log about the Chocobo's name triggering waves of altered destiny across the world and shaking the pillars of heaven, that part is true. Oh, there it is, that look. I can't see it, but I totally can. It's just so stupid. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in the history of fiction. And think about how long you've known me and all the stupid shit I've seen. And you know what? I can't even be mad at it, because I'm pretty sure someone cut my heroin with drain cleaner, and none of this is actually real. But there's a bird who lives in a guy's afro whose identity must remain a secret because revealing it would cause a complete collapse of the space-time continuum. Am I making any of this up, stereotypically drunk Mexican cyborg early 90s otaku kid? Esse-san! Yeah! Hontou ni! Watashi wa MD ga suki desu! Tequila nomemasen ka, Holmes-chan? This is the worst writing I've ever seen in my life, and no, it's not because of the Chocobo, although... Fuck, that kid who wrote that shitty Doom fanfiction, he was better than this, because at least the character was introduced, his motivations were clear, it had a beginning, middle, and end. It's just, this is not how stories are told. Movies, games, fuck, Memento made more sense than this, and it was told backwards. Hell, even pornos are better written than this.
She just came over to use a shower.
The story is ludicrous.
Sure, but at least I'm not confused. The characters are quickly and clearly established. I know who they are and what they do.
Hello, meine Dispatcher says there's something wrong with deine Kabel. Mein Name is Karl, ich bin expert.
Our protagonists are likable enough. I mean, what's not to like? I'm rooting for them because at least their motivations are clear. I'm never stuck wondering where we are or what we're doing, and at least I don't need a study guide to know what's been accomplished at the end of the scene.
He fixes the cable.
Have you ever seen any movie that required you to frequently hit the pause button and then go fuck off and read Wikipedia entries on everyone, everything, and every place that was just mentioned so that you have some fucking clue on what in the high holy hell is going on? Aside from Dune? There's a reason that DVDs don't come with 100-page booklets of fucking footnotes. It's because you're watching a movie, a self-contained visual fucking medium. Imagine if you saw the movie Highlander, but the movie had none of the flashbacks. You'd have no idea who this guy is, or where he comes from, when he comes from, what he wants, what he's doing, who the fuck this Kurgan guy is, what the prize is, and why the Kurgan shouldn't get it. Mom! What the rules for their immortality are? They might as well come from another fucking planet for all you know. All you'd know is that you have this dude with a sword fighting other weirdos and things start floating for no reason.
There can be only one.
All this shit is common knowledge to the characters, but it's not to us. You have to have exposition to avoid completely alienating your audience. If they don't know anything, they can't care about anything. There's nothing! Not even a brief text crawl or introductory monologue to form even the most rudimentary base of a narrative. I don't know where we are! I don't know who anyone is! I don't know what the rules are! And I shouldn't have to read a fucking novella of footnotes to have this explained. And when the footnotes fail to explain its own fucking terms, I don't even know how to define what a complete failure at even the most fundamental aspects of storytelling this fucking is. This goes beyond fundamentals. This is almost experimental in how dementedly antithetical this is to how anyone else in history would ever write a story. I never even heard of something like this before. Fucking Joseph Campbell's head would explode in Lovecraftian insanity just trying to figure out what raving fucking lunatic thought anyone could follow anything that happens in this game, much less have the patience to even try. Fucking cave drawings from the Aurignacian period had a smoother narrative flow than this. At least there, they establish what a bison is, and that these fuckers like to hunt bison. The end. Good. Beautiful. You know what? That's a video game plot. I seen worse. I played Ninja Gaiden 3. It's like some fucking alien wrote Final Fantasy 13. I can't even imagine someone writing this poorly on purpose. Oh my god! Worst writing ever! Okay. Basically, the story is that Snow here is engaged to a gal named Sarah.
Sarah!
Our damsel in distress. What's happened is that something called a fal'Cie, this thing I guess, has cursed her into becoming its slave, which is called a lessee. She has to perform some kind of quest for the fal'Cie within a time limit, or she'll turn into this weird techno-zombie. Yeah, the fal'Cie are kind of dicks that way. Anyway, there are two types of fal'Cie, the kind that live on Cocoon, and the kind that come from the evil planet Grand Pulse.
Pulse is hell on Earth.
How do you know what Earth is? The fal'Cie from Pulse don't really like Cocoon and are actively trying to destroy it, so anyone who becomes a Pulse lessee, or comes near one, or who knows one, or who lives in the same town as one, gets purged by the government and exiled to Pulse, hence the train. Still don't know what's up with the robes. So we've got bad guys. These Pulse fal'Cie are forcing innocent people to serve them. And yet the Cocoon fal'Cie do the exact same thing with people, but for some reason them enslaving people against their will is okay. Actually, it's not. Pretty much everyone on every side here is a massive raging cock, but we'll get to that. So most of our main characters live in this little town called Bodom, which is on a beach. And again, you gotta help me. I'm confused as to how there's an ocean on Cocoon for there to be a beach in the first place. Never explained. Lightning here doesn't take too kindly to the announcement that Snow and Sarah are engaged.
This is ridiculous. Worst birthday ever.
Wait! Sarah!
Because she thinks Snow is a shiftless, jobless, homeless-looking waste of existence with all the brains of a used condom.
The heroes never die.
She is correct. Now imagine that you find out this guy is railing your little sister nightly.
It's over!
So far, she's my favorite character. When Sarah tells Snow that she's been branded as a lessee, naturally it comes as quite a shock. Kinda makes the whole wedding thing kinda pointless if she's bound to turn into a robot zombie and eat half the people at the reception, so she dumps him and runs off. But despite his better judgment, he just can't abandon Sarah!
Sarah!
Snow's got this weird, irritating optimism about everything. I mean, okay, Sarah, you've been cursed by an evil demigod to do its bidding or suffer an eternity of undeath. And even though I have no plan whatsoever, trust me, it'll all work itself out because I'm the hero, baby, and love is awesome. But, I should ask, when did you ever get close to a Pulse fal'Cie? It's not like there's one within walking distance of here. Besides, fal'Cie are huge. You'd see a fal'Cie like 10 miles away. What were you even doing? I know if I saw a fal'Cie, I'd run screaming and never look back. It doesn't matter. Wherever you found the fal'Cie, thank God it's far, far away from here. Otherwise, the Sanctum would send an entire army and purge every last one of— Ah, shit. This isn't nitpicking at this point, you know? What the fuck is up with this thing? Where in the hell did it even come from? When did it get here? Well, we find out when in another flashback that takes place the day before. And as always, the explanation we're given is somehow less helpful than no explanation at all.
That night, they found the fal'Cie in the Bodom vestige. The next day, soldiers sealed off the town, and we couldn't get back to Palom Polum.
Okay, 1. What the fuck is Bodom vestige? That term means nothing out of context. 2. What do you mean they found it? How the fuck do you miss this? It's 200 feet tall and it fucking glows pink! What, did it just sneak up on him overnight? But however, whenever it got here, how come not a single fucking person in this town seems alarmed by it? And even if it wasn't a fal'Cie, the most terrifying thing imaginable to everyone who lives on Cocoon, and it clearly is, but either way, if you lived in this town and you noticed this fucking bladed nightmare the size of the Seattle Space Needle outside your front door, you'd blow your fudge, man. It looks like it comes from hell. It looks like a giant nuclear fuck-off robot Ra's al Ghul. I wouldn't want to stand within 100 miles of this thing. I certainly wouldn't fucking live next to it. There's no way this is good news, you know? You'd think the mere suspicion of it being a fal'Cie would send these people fleeing as far and as fast as they possibly could. It's common knowledge the Sanctum is worse than the Spanish Inquisition about this shit. They'll purge anyone who even saw the fucking thing. Anyway, the military hits the completely oblivious town, taking it totally by surprise, forcing Snow and Sarah to flee on a flying motorcycle. Where did it come from and why is it unattended? I don't know. And instead of flying away from the town with all the dangerous armed soldiers, they start flying towards the incredibly more dangerous fal'Cie. The motorcycle gets shot up, so to keep her safe, he throws her towards some kind of portal Stargate thing in the fal'Cie's chest.
Sarah! Sarah!
Okay, why is there a Stargate here? It's like 60 stories in the air. And what's the silver goo supposed to be? What does it do other than, like, creepily grab people? Does the fal'Cie often need to, like, snatch people who wander past its completely unreachable door and then decide not to go in? Oh, I know this one! Hang on, symbolism! Hang on. Symbolism of what? That Michelangelo painting? Okay, why? The painting represents that man is created in God's image, or that God gave man life. And that means nothing in this context. Nothing's being imparted or created in this scene, and the mere thought that this somehow symbolizes that Snow is God... Sorry. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Maybe it's to symbolize that Snow has a really tiny dick. Yeah, I'll roll with that one. Oh, what? He survived that too? What is with this guy? Come on, a bloody nose, a cut lip, his hat gets knocked off, nothing? This guy gets ejected from a high-speed motorcycle accident, and the worst injury he might have received is potentially getting sand in his shoes? Fuck you.
Sarah!
That brings us to now, with Snow still trying to get into the fal'Cie, which has been brought further into the densely populated center of Cocoon instead of out of it. Okay, actually, I don't know if this is closer to Pulse or further away from it, because I have no fucking clue where anything is in relation to any place else. Snow flies off in his motorcycle to the fal'Cie, and so do these two kids, for absolutely no reason. I think it's because Hope, the white-haired kid, saw Snow drop his mom to her death and wants to tell him to go fuck himself. It just seems suicidal when Vanille pushes him into the motorcycle and is all fired up to go. I mean, okay, we find out later on she does have reasons of her own, but I still don't know why that means she has to go someplace so dangerous and endanger other people who aren't even involved. And then there's the tiny little problem of even getting to the incredibly dangerous skyscraper-sized monster god in a rocket-powered motorcycle he's not even sure he can drive, while there's a full-fledged air war going on with giant winged robots with laser cannons actively patrolling the skies, and I've lost count of how many ways this is a stupid fucking idea. Can he even reach the fucking pedals?
Uh-oh.
No, really, I didn't add that. That's actually what you hear. They crash and die horribly, and they're fine. Oh god, now I feel stupid thinking that crashing a flying motorcycle that ejects the driver 40 feet from the crash might seriously injure someone.
Wow, that was close.
Oh, it was? I'm sorry, I guess I wouldn't know, since we didn't get to fucking see it! Oh wait, that would have been exciting. I don't know, maybe they just cut to black because they had no way to explain how the motorcycle crashed here, considering there is literally no way into this chamber from the outside.
Oh, check this out.
Oh, what fresh hell is this?
Well?
Well, what? What the fuck is that supposed to be? Okay, you're seriously gonna have to help me out with this one, guys, because I got nothing here, online or otherwise. She's got this fucking stick with antlers on the end, and the antlers, like, whip out on wires or some shit, and you whack them with the antler whip, and they die.
Yay, us!
up with this shit? What kind of fucked up cocaine jag you gotta be on to invent a folding deer antler whipstick? And shit, at this point it probably does more damage than lightning's gunblade. Hey guys, ditch the sniper rifle. Science has invented antler whipsticks. I'm sorry, I know, I keep asking, but where does it come from? Who made it? Why was it made? And why is it here, just stuffed in an arbitrary place on an ancient alien fal'C that Vanille conveniently managed to find after 5 seconds of searching? I'm damn skippy there's not a fucking data log on this one. And while I'm asking questions all over again, what makes Hope and Vanille think they can take on a military-grade cyborg attack hound? They're kids! Kids armed with an antler stick and a boomerang. Wait, hang on. Since fucking when did Hope get a boomerang? I swear to God, he just pulled that right out of his ass.
Just like I planned.
Yeah, good job, Psycom. A child can easily wipe out your battle cyborgs with a boomerang. Pretty lame, guys. But even though our heroes are incredibly heavily armed with their gun blades and antlers and boomerangs, it's still incredibly dangerous to just wander here with all the monsters roaming about. And some of the monsters are incredibly dangerous and can kill you rather quickly. So if there's ever a monster encounter too tough for you to handle, you also have these things called shrouds you can use. Shrouds are single-use aerosols that grant you tactical advantages. There's one that makes you tougher and another one that makes you act faster, and Deceptisol shields you from being spotted and attacked by enemies altogether. Ah, there we go! Something futuristic and original at last! So, in the future of Final Fantasy, we've decided that cloaking devices come in aerosol spray cans. You know, ninjas infiltrate heavily guarded fortresses with their invisibility in a can, soldiers prepare for battle by donning their armor deodorant, and you can also use this spray for minty fresh breath and supernatural speed. So congratulations, Final Fantasy XIII, you've finally given me something I can relate to. That is, that I can take this story and its characters almost as seriously as I take the shark repellent spray from the Adam West Batman movie. Hey, how come everyone else can just run past the zombies and I can't? Shit, I think even Sass shoulder bumps one on the way past. So finally all three groups connect so Lightning can punch Snow in the face. God, I love that. Now that Hope finally has a chance to tell Snow off for killing his mom, naturally he completely pussies out. And he pussies out hard. And then he goes off to whine to everyone else about what a douchebag Snow is behind his back. He does this a lot. All he does is bitch. Kid, this really isn't that hard. Hey, shithead!
Yeah?
Fuck you!
Why? What's your problem?
You got my mom killed, you gung-ho cockbrain! You grin like an asshole, and for fuck's sake, brush that fucking hair off from between your fucking eyes, you slimy little jizz bucket! Fuck you! Again, they get together after finding Sarah.
Sarah!
Who tells them to save Cocoon. Save it from who, what, and how? I don't know, but apparently this is enough to make the fal'C happy and fulfill her focus. And when you do that, instead of becoming a zombie, you become a giant hunk of crystal. Well, makes all the effort totally worth it, doesn't it?
Sarah! Sarah!
Trenchcoat, where you going?
Date with the fal'C. Got some things to talk about.
Have I mentioned that Snow is hopelessly stupid yet? Anyway, everyone else just kind of shrugs and follows him, mainly because, well, what the hell else they gonna do? You wanna go fist fight the mechanical demigod, or just go home?
I got these things. Might as well use them.
Yes, good thinking, Saz, because I'm sure nobody's ever thought of attacking them with conventional weapons before. Let me know how that works out. Snow tries threatening the fal'C, and it completely ignores him, so he folds immediately and tries begging like a pussy. Lightning goes the Conan route and just starts wailing on the solid hunk of steel with her sword, which I'd say is an idiotic idea, except considering she can cleave robots the size of a Taco Bell in half. This is probably the first time that hasn't worked. Eventually the fal'C wakes up because some dumb bitch is slamming a sword against the walls, and we get to see its true form at last. And it's... yeah, still no idea what I'm looking at. How come the more I see of a fal'C, the less I know what it is? Is the fal'C the entire building, or just this thing? I don't even know if you actually beat it, or if it just gets bored, but either way it zaps everyone and turns them into a l'C. Guys, this whole becoming a l'C thing is just about the only thing you know for sure about fucking with the fal'C. If you could just beat them up, I think someone would have done it by now. This outcome really should not come as a shock to you. Oh, bells! Of course, fal'C have bells! Now I get it! Then, for no reason, the whole place turns to crystal and explodes. Well, that was one long, god-awful game. The ending came out of nowhere. But hey, they're all dead now, so I'll... Oh, come on!
Sarah! I guess we fell from up there.
You gotta be fucking kidding me!
We're alive. How?
Sarah! No one survives a fall from that high. Not without a miracle. Sarah saved us!
Bullshit she did! What is this, like a theme or something? It's only been 2 hours of gameplay. 2 fucking hours! And we've already seen characters fall from absurd heights and hit the ground at unbelievable, unsurvivable speeds and just walk away without so much as messing their hair up 3 times. 3! Fucking Looney Tunes had more lasting consequences for falls like this. At least Wile E. Coyote would walk around smooshed like an accordion or something for a few fucking seconds. You know, am I the only one who even cares anymore? It's like when I started, I was this huge Final Fantasy troll, right? I was pissing everyone off. But now it's like all the fans jumped ship long ago, and I'm the only one still talking about it. I'm the only one still getting mad about it anymore. Some people still play the series out of obligation, I guess. But now it's like Square Enix is making the games out of obligation, like an alimony payment. This isn't a review anymore, it's a mercy killing.